Hello, this is an EFT tapping video for releasing limiting beliefs. And you can practice this video at any time of the year, but it is created for the full moon in Sagittarius. And that's because the full moon is a wonderful time to release things that are no longer serving us, the things that are blocking us from getting to where we want to go, or where we want to be, or what we want to do, what we want to experience. And Sagittarius is a lot about our belief system and expansion. So a full moon in Sagittarius is the perfect time to release limiting beliefs. It's also Gemini season right now, and so this all goes hand in hand with that as well. So this is a time of a lot of mental expansion and learning new things. And so the full moon in Sagittarius is here to guide us to release blocks. And EFT tapping is also a tool that helps us release limiting beliefs, as well as the emotions and feelings that come with it. And it's also a beautiful time to do this with a moon phase, specifically, in my opinion, like a full moon, because the moon is also our emotions. So, with this practice, we will be tapping on different meridian and acupressure points, and we will be acknowledging and giving us time to feel into the emotions and the fears, the doubts, the limiting beliefs that we want to release. We will be acknowledging, sitting in the feelings, releasing them, and then bringing in some positive affirmations at the end of the practice. And so you can follow me through the tapping and repeating the affirmations after me. Um, so a limiting belief, I'm going to give you some time to identify what your personal limiting beliefs are that you want to release during this time. And so that will look different for everybody. So the tapping script is a little bit vague. So I'm going to give us some time to pause and reflect on our own personal intention with this practice, so that you are familiar with what you're feeling and what you're releasing during this time. And so you can apply it to the practice. So a limiting belief can be anything that's holding us back. I had mentioned fears and doubts, but they can be maybe, fears of failure. What's stopping you from going after the goals and dreams, the things you want to achieve? Is it fear of what others, like your friends and family, will think? Is it fear that, you're not ready, you're not enough, you're not talented enough, you're not worthy enough to receive? So at this moment, we can take some breaths and tune in inward, and allow this time to also recall what you want to bring in during this moon phase. Were there intentions that you set 2 weeks ago at the Gemini new moon? Or anything that you've just been working towards or that you want to call in? And so once you think about what that was and is, just allow yourself to be open to the feeling of the fears or anything that, Gemini season might be kind of giving us a mental chatter, telling us all the reasons why we can't go there, can't get to that point in our future. And so just allow yourself to feel safe in this moment and welcome, and identify the feeling that's coming up, and allow yourself to identify where in your body you may be feeling it, if there's any physical sensations, where they are. And rate the intensity of how you're feeling with this topic, your limiting belief, or any of the emotions that are coming up. And rate it from a 0 to 10, 10 being the most intense. And that will help you gauge where you are at the end of the video. And so once you get clear on all of that, you're also welcome to journal if you want to get any thoughts out, or if that will help lead you to identify what you're feeling and where you're feeling it. And I'll invite you to pause if you need more time to really get centered, get clear. And you can follow after me, but we will be starting with a karate chop, where we will be hitting the pinky part of the hand to the thumb part, and I will say our beginning statement, and we will say it 3 times, and then we'll move on to the rest of the points. So, even though I have limiting beliefs about my great ideas, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I have limiting beliefs about my great ideas, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I have limiting beliefs about my great ideas, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay, so we'll start at the top of our head. Sometimes I have these good ideas, but I let my doubts and fears get in the way. And they often block me from pursuing my dreams and goals. What if I'm not worthy enough? Who am I to dream this big? What will other people say or think? I feel excited and doubtful at the same time. Some of these limiting beliefs are keeping me safe. But maybe my ideas are meant to lead me somewhere powerful. Maybe this fear is just an old story I'm ready to rewrite. I am safe to expand my beliefs. I am ready to take action on my ideas. What if these ideas came to me for a reason? I am opening up to divine inspiration and trust. I am aligning with expansion, truth, and freedom. I choose to believe in my inspiration and growth. I am releasing my old beliefs now. I am so thankful that they kept me safe. I trust that my ideas are sacred. I trust in my timing and my gifts. I honor my new liberating beliefs. I am choosing my truth over fear. I honor my vision and the fire inside me. Under this full moon, I reclaim my power and expansion. Take a deep breath in and hold it at the top, and let yourself feel your body, any sensations and the emotions that are coming up, and release. Release all of the limiting beliefs and stagnant energy. And enjoy all the new energy that you might be feeling, and re-rate the intensity. And this is a good time to journal. And we have a lot of powerful healing tools that help us with our releasing our limiting beliefs. Journaling, tarot, even your own astrology chart. And so all of these beautiful modalities can really help us move through releasing old fears so that we can succeed on our journey and personal growth. And so you're welcome to do this practice as much as you'd like. I would recommend doing it for the next 2 weeks whenever you have time, or once a day. And I recommend that because the next 2 weeks is when we will experiencing this release energy from the full moon, and we're called to release and work with all of this up until in 2 weeks we'll have the new moon in Cancer, and that's when we're called to plant seeds again and set new intentions for the month. But as I mentioned, this video is really timeless. You're always welcome to release limiting beliefs. We did some energy moving, so I would also recommend drinking a lot of water and staying hydrated when you're practicing tapping. And I wanted to talk a little bit more about limiting beliefs, and when we're releasing them, like we did in the beginning of the practice. It's always a good idea to identify, recognize, and acknowledge the limiting beliefs that are coming up for us. The full moon brings clarity to that. And so it's a good time to also find how these beliefs have been holding you back, how they've been keeping you safe. also, through meditation, um, or tarot and astrology as well, like we mentioned, you can also identify where they came from, where these beliefs might have come from, and acknowledging all of these, feeling into them, really help us before we release them, as well as feeling gratitude towards them for keeping us safe. And then challenging the beliefs, finding out ways where they're not true for you anymore. And so once you find that, that will help you release them. Um, Allow yourself to validate and forgive the limiting beliefs. But once you challenge them, you're able to replace with your new belief. So you can reframe and replace any negative self talk or negative unwanted feelings with positive and more empowering thoughts. And then you can take a small or big action after you've done some work around your limiting beliefs, to really help you embody the new beliefs. And taking a small action will be very encouraging for you to keep going with your journey. So I'm really excited to share this with you, and I want to invite you to ask any questions that you might have about tapping or the Sagittarius full moon or limiting beliefs and astrology in general. I would love to guide you through any questions, and I'd love to hear how this video served you. And I'd also like to hear any ideas that you have that I can incorporate in future videos. Um, so I hope that you have a great full moon, and thank you so much for practicing this with me. And I can't wait to hear from you. Thank you. Bye.